and I also saw a post by Maddie James, and she was just talking about, do you enjoy you?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and not even just like your own company, not even what you look like, but like, do you just enjoy being? And I'm just like, that is quite a thought. And I can't say that I do right now. And
I've never been somebody that really sets any sort of goal per
I
se.
want you to breathe. I want you to breathe. I want you to breathe.
hello, friends, we're back. We're Black and Curious. I'm Kendrin.
Hello, it's Deja. How y'all doing?
And, in the spirit of the new year, we wanted to come here and talk about goal setting. But first, if you've never been here before, we do a cross section of pop culture in real life. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and drop down and give us a subscribe. We're here multiple times a week. We usually do our serious conversations on Fridays. The rest of the week is mostly pop culture. So, anyways, we're
Mess.
here. Mess of all stripes. So, anyways, we're here and we're going to talk goal setting in the spirit of it being January. Do you have
Yes.
goals? What is your approach to goal setting this year?
Honestly, I am just being intentional about the things that I want for myself. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I've not, I'm just trying to change habits. I think that's really more so what I'm doing than anything else. Um, the only goal that I have is business related,
Yeah.
which I can share with you offline.
Okay.
But in terms of what I'm doing, like I said, I'm just getting more intentional. I have gotten some more things to help me stay organized
Mm-hmm.
digitally. So like utilizing the free things that we have online to us. If you have Google accounts, you can use your Google Calendar, and then you can put it on your phone and it'll alert you just like it would on the computer. And then for social media purposes, I've also gone ahead and bit the bullet and got the meta content thing. I don't know what it's called, like meta business or whatever. So
Okay.
basically you can schedule out your post through this thing. So it'll
Oh, got
show
it.
up on both Facebook and Instagram. And I might be very, very late to the train on this one, but didn't know it existed until this week. So
Mm-hmm.
those are the two things that I'm really utilizing heavily at the start of this Gregorian calendar year. Because for me,
Yes.
the new year actually starts in spring when all the things start to bloom. But
Got it.
whatever. I don't want to be on the woo woo tip today.
Gotcha. Understood. So I think personally my goals are few. Um, I am very goal oriented generally. I usually do set goals, but I am going to flip that on its head this year and just focus more on peace and enjoyment. So I was having a conversation with friend to the show, friend to the show Joy, and
Like you put joy and show together.
yeah, wow, yeah. And she was just talking about how she had just such a happier year because she's tracking her accomplishments or things that she enjoyed more than actually like setting out a list. And I like
Mhm.
that idea because I feel like when you're setting a list, it feels like you're racing to get there and get all of the things accomplished as
Mhm.
opposed to like actually enjoying things. And I think
Mhm.
that's super important. And I want to start doing more gratitude journaling. I usually do really well with that. Like it helps my outlook on life quite a bit, but I just don't do it consistently. It's like one of those things, when you're taking meds, you're like, oh, I feel better now. So I don't need to keep doing that. And it's like, no, you actually do. And that's the reason you feel better. So you should probably keep doing it.
Stay with your medicine if you need it, baby.
Correct. And I also saw a post by Maddie James, and she was just talking about, do you enjoy you?
Hmm.
Um and not even just like your own company, not even what you look like, but like, do you just enjoy being? And I'm just like, that is quite a thought. And I can't say that I do right now. And that's something that I really have been struggling with and wanting to change. So I'm going to take a less aggressive approach about my personal life goals. And yeah, just kind of be for the year, I feel.
I think in hearing that question, my answer to that is yes. And I feel like the I can say that now because I made a huge decision in the fall of last year, which was a couple months ago really. Which was resigning from my job. And really just kind of trying to focus on me. I am very much somebody
Yeah.
that pours a lot of energy into other things and other people and not so much on myself. And so the end of last year and going into this year has been like I'm on a trajectory to just kind of bet on myself and see what I can create. And being more intentional and creative in that space. I have always lived by just kind of like going with the flow, doing whatever, I feel like doing at the moment. I've never been somebody that really sets any sort of goal per se.
Yeah.
I will come up with a thing and I'm like, all right, well, this is what I want to do and this is what I'm going to focus on and move towards that. And for me personally, it works best for me to have one set thing that I am focused on in order for me to successfully achieve it. And that way it not be like that ever moving goalpost thing where you hit, you hit the goal and then you on to the next thing, but you're not enjoying any of the processes in between.
Exactly.
And right now I'll be frank with you all. I don't really know what the hell going on. Like, and that's okay. Like
And honestly, I think that's part of I feel like that's part of getting older too, is realizing like don't nobody know what the hell they doing anyway.
They don't.
Like
I am enjoying my life.
I don't
know. That's
what
I'm doing.
It's like I don't know, and don't nobody else know either. So we just all trying to figure it out and live our best lives together, and that's really all it is.
Right. Like for me, my standpoint is I can speak to like my clients and the people that I work with from the perspective of one, I have education, right? So I can do that. And then two, like I also have experience now where I'm like, wow, look at all the foolishness you did trying to achieve all these things and still felt like you were missing life. Like life was just passing you by.
Yep.
So what happens if we just kind of sit in life, literally sit down and kind of just let things come to you? Because I have done that. I've said this before in other conversations. I have done that. And it's like, getting on the bike and getting off the bike. There are points in my life where I have kind of just let myself free fall into things and let the things flow to me in the way in which they were supposed to. Like God said, now is the time to have such things. So then I'll have them. But when I am the person trying to drive the nail into the board, like shit just be hard as hell. And girl, why?
Every time.
Like you're making it harder for yourself. Sit your ass down and just kind of relax and breathe and figure out who, what, and where you want to be.
Yeah. I love that, especially the who. And then one other thing, so this is the only kind of goal that I'm working on, and I'll break this down a little bit more in our one of our upcoming conversations surrounding our luxury wish list and kind of breaking that down and putting some strategy behind it.
That conversation is interesting because Deja was like, I didn't do but one thing, which is a testament to who it is that I am. Duh, you know yourself. You got to focus on one thing in order for you to achieve it.
Yeah. So my only thing is that I do want to grow my gap. So this is a theory of Paula Pant. She is one of the what do you call it? It's like a financial freedom financial independence, retire early movement girlies, but she's not like on the hardcore. I mean, she did it in a hardcore way, but when in a time when it was like not popular and way less expensive. So she is into it, but her theory is you can afford anything, but not everything.
Hello, so, I like that.
Yes. So whatever it is that is important to you, you can afford it, but you can't be tricking off with everything. So if you can have like one vice, basically is how I think about it. Like you can have a vice, but you can't have all the vices. So I'm working, and her theory is like growing your gap. So it's not like you just save more, which is kind of like the, Dave Ramsey-ish sort of thing.
Mhm.
Like you save more and you
Pay
save
down your debts.
everything
Yeah.
and you throw it all. Her theory is that you grow your gap. So you just grow the gap between what you make and what you spend. And so however you choose to do that is up to you. So you can make more or you can save more, but you just grow that gap. So that's what I'm working on, and I'm going to be more intentional about thinking of growing my gap as opposed to like putting a hard limit on what I'm going to spend or whatever the case may be. So that's the only thing that I'm working toward, I guess.
I like that. I don't know what my. You know what, girl? We ain't gonna tell no lies. My vice is me. Child,
100%.
we gonna do whatever Deja wants to do. Like if
Same.
I was dating myself, which I am,
Yeah,
like
same.
the ways in which, but the thing is, like the way I would treat someone else, like my significant other, which he out there, hey husband, you
Yeah.
out there somewhere.
Mhm.
But like the way I would show up for him and do things for him and all that kind of stuff, girl, we just gonna do that shit for myself.
Yeah. I am definitely also my vice. I don't spare many expenses when it comes for me.
I know
And
that's right.
again, we'll talk about it more in the next conversation, but like, yeah, I need to start sparing some expenses to sort of put that elsewhere where it's going to be more impactful. So
Absolutely. I want y'all to drop down in the comments and let us know what your vice is this year.
Yes.
If you are like Kendra and I and you're choosing yourself,
Yes.
great. How are you gonna do that?
Yeah.
What's that look like? Give us a whole synopsis and then go out and do that shit, girl, and let us know how it worked out.
Let's hear about it. All right.
Of course. Thank you guys for listening and subscribing and commenting and all that jazz. I'm going to say that in the present tense as though you've already done it, because I know you will. And check out blackandcurious.com, and we will see you all in the next conversation. Bye, y'all.